Welcome to Wallace Branch Library Young Adult Craft class. And today's craft is going to be a Bedspring Snowman. Let's get started. The material you'll need for this craft is, you can use a coat hanger like this, or you can use some jewelry wire like this. The only thing about the jewelry wire is that the gauge is not as strong as the clothes hanger wire. But the clothes hanger wire is much harder to work with than the jewelry wire. This is what the jewelry wire looks like. It comes in many different colors, but the wire is very soft and very pliable. It's very easy to bend. Embellishment of choice. You can use pony beads. You can use decorative beads. You could use just maybe like some buttons. You can put buttons on it. You can use just a coral spring alone. You don't really have to put anything on it. You can put just ribbon and some buttons going down the front. I've seen many just have ribbon and buttons, or you can just go ahead and do it like this guy here. I chose to put the beads on mine, a ribbon on mine, and a bow on mine. So it's your snowman. You get to do him, decorate him however way you want to. So let's get started. The material you'll need for this particular snowman is, you'll need a pin for his hat. You can get a hat already made from the dollar store, but I chose to make the one that this guy is wearing. I just used a circle object and drew me a circle on some cardstock paper or some cardboard. I just used cardstock paper in the color of your choice. And then I drew a rectangle. And then I made this hat. Then I also made one out of a toilet tissue roll. I just cut the size in the height of the hat that I wanted. And then I cut a circle out of cardstock for the bottom. So you can choose to do either. In fact, this particular hat is the toilet tissue roll and the cardstock circle at the bottom, and I covered it in duct tape. Instead of paint, or instead of going the extra mile, I just took duct tape and covered it. And that saved a few minutes. So you can do that, or you can go ahead and cut it out in pretty cardstock paper, and that'll save some minutes. It depends on how much effort you want to put into it, but I just chose to go with what I had. I did cardstock toilet paper towel roll, and I just made mine from scratch. So you can also buy those little hats from the dollar store or Dollar Tree, and they only $1 at the Dollar Tree. If you get them from Walmart, I think they might be like $2.98, I think. You'll need a styrofoam ball, a pack of 3 from Dollar Tree is $1. You'll need some ribbon of your choice. You'll need, if you're using the clothes hanger, you'll need some wire cutters. You'll need some scissors if you're going to go ahead and make your hat for your cardstock. You'll need the embellishment like beads and such to decorate with, wire of choice. I think we already said that. Duct tape if you're going to use the duct tape to cover your roll with. Hot glue and a hot glue gun, and I think that's about it. Let's get started with this craft. This craft doesn't take very long unless you use the clothes hanger wire. It do take a little bit more of an effort to get the coil in the wire, but it is a much sturdier spring. In fact, it holds the styrofoam up a little bit better. So I rather work with the clothes hanger and just decorate it with beads rather than using the jewelry wire, but it's your choice. Also, you'll need a chenille stem for the nose of your snowman. And then I use the flatback beads, the flatback studs for the snowman eyes, and I put some little snowflakes that I got from the Dollar Tree down the front of the snowman. So let's get started making the snowman. We're gonna move all this stuff out of the way and get started making the spring. I'm gonna start with the easiest first, which would be the jury wire. So here is some jury wire. You just stretch it out, and it's so soft and pliable till it's just no effort to it. And you can take something round and just wrap it around that round object. Depending on how long, how curly you want them to be, you just wrap it around that curly object. Now, once I slide this out, now you can resize your coils at whatever size you want your snowman to be. You just go around each one of your little coils and just stretch them out to whatever size it is that you want him to be. And there you go. And then you put your ribbon and you start decorating them from there. Okay, now the second one would be the clothes hanger. You take your wire cutters, and I usually clip it here, about here. Very carefully cut that. Very carefully cut this side too. And you take this part. Let's move this out of the way. And I usually start by stretching this part out and start shaping it. As I stretch it, I start shaping it in a circle. And you have to be very careful because these ends here could be very sharp. And just file it until it's smooth and it will not cut or scrape or scratch it. Yeah. Take your file and just do the other end. So that there are no edges that will cut you or scratch you. And then I just continue to curl that around. Until you shape it, until you get the size and the shape that you like. This is my final out. Now this is good enough for me, and I will work with this. Now I usually, like I say, since I'm using I use the coated wire. It's pretty enough to use just the coated wire, but I just go the extra mile and put my beads on it. Now, not all beads will fit on this size wire, so you have to find the beads that fit. And this particular pack of pearlized beads that I get from Walmart, and it's got about 325 pearl beads inside of this packet. So, and they fit perfectly. I also use these to decorate these same hangers for wedding hangers as gifts. So you take those hangers and you just untwist the top and then slide the beads on them and then put a ribbon on it and give it as a wedding gift. So that's why I know that these beads are fit. But anyways, and then I usually put these on it, and then I put a spacer. And what a spacer, these little beads that are in between right here is called spacers. So, but you can decorate yours however way you want to. You don't really have to go that extra mile if you don't want to. That's totally up to you. This little coil springy wire is pretty enough because it's already white. You can simply just put something like a snowflake button down the front. Make it a little bit more simpler for you. Is just to put that down the front. Or just buy a pack of these from Walmart. I bought these so long ago, but I think they might be on sale, but this whole packet was like $1.98. And so this packet will fit on this coil wire, and that's all you really need. is a packet like this. But today, for the sake of the video, I'm just gonna make this guy a little bit more simpler. So all I need to do is just really embellish him just a little bit. I think you got the idea of how to get yours the way you want it to be. So we're gonna go ahead and put his head on first. So he has a head now. So find whichever way you want his body to be. And I think I want to angle him a little bit more towards that way. Another step about mine is I took mine and I painted him with some Mod Podge, and then I put some sea salt mixed with some iridescent glitter. I mixed the two together, and then I sprinkled it on top of the Mod Podge to give him a more glycerin look. But that's totally up to you. Styrofoam balls already got a little glycerin to them. But anyhow, I'm gonna go ahead and get this on the way. So we're gonna go ahead and get our tweezers and put this on the front. Give him some eyes. You can either use you can use googly eyes, or you can use the flat back pearls like I did, and I got mine from Walmart, I think, or I might have got them from the Dollar Tree. I can't remember. I had them so long, but I use them for more than just this kind of craft. So, but they come in a pack like this, and you can get them in white, black. You can get them in all colors. And they already have a sticky back to them, so all you got to do is really pop them on. But I don't think the back is good enough, got enough adhesiveness to them. So I'm gonna just put a little dot of glue in the front for his eyes, and then I'm gonna just go ahead and pick these up and put them on. For his nose, you just take a chenille stem and just cut whatever size nose you think he ought to have. And I think I'm going to about a little over an inch. Now to get the pointy shape, I just cut a little bit off each side in the angle to make it look like a point. And then you can just go ahead and, well, you really could put some glue on the back, but it sticks real easy inside the styrofoam with no problem. Okay, so this is what he looked like so far. So let's work on his hat. That's probably going to be about the biggest challenge you have with this particular craft. Like I said, all we got to do is cut a circle and you get some kind of round object. We can get our tape and draw a circle around the tape. And just cut that out, a circle. And you could just use a piece of this paper here and just turn it around in a circle if it's not wide enough for you, but it is for me. But you can just go ahead and roll that, cut it down to the size you want. If this is not wide enough for you, you can do it like that and then hot glue it down on there. But this right here is plenty enough for me. And besides, I like to color this tape. So all I'm gonna do is just go ahead and cut me a piece of this tube off to the size that I like. So and then I'm gonna cover it with my duct tape. Okay, and just trim the extra off at the bottom and the top. Now, for this circle, what I'm gonna do with that is take my duct tape and lay it down on here. Now, this is what I got, and I'm gonna cut those same little lines into the edges, and then I'm gonna rub those edges in. It's gonna give your circle a more tailored look. Now, for the top part, we're gonna put a top on our hat. And we're gonna take some ribbon around the bottom. Okay. Now, his head, usually I would take something and file his head off even. Give him a flat top so that his hat will fit properly. Next thing is we need a pretty ribbon to go around his neck. The other snowman ribbon was so thick and so wide it kind of took away from him. So I figured I might not make this one quite so big and so wide. You take your ribbon and you just go around his neck and hot glue it just a little. Like so. Measure it out around him. Let's go ahead and put just a spot of glue in the back of his head. Just round the back so that ribbon can adhere to it. Just the edge. I'll let it sit there just a second. And then you just tie a bow in front. I hope you enjoy your snowman as well and have a great rest of your afternoon.